Good day and welcome to Central Texas College AED Familiarization Training. For those of you who aren't familiar, AED stands for Automated External Defibrillator. It's the little machine that shocks a person's heart after they've had a heart attack. I'm Scott Wyman. I am an American Heart Association certified instructor, and I'll be your presenter for this briefing. Buildings here on Central Texas College that are equipped with automated external defibrillators, or AEDs, are listed here. How do you know if the building you're in is equipped with an AED without carrying around this list all the time? Well, as you're walking in the doors to a building on campus, all you have to do is look on the door itself, and if you see this sticker, then you know that the building that you're going into is equipped with an automated external defibrillator. Knowing the location of the AEDs in your building or buildings that you frequently visit is an important factor. Someone's life may depend on you knowing where the AED is. I'm not saying that every time you walk into a building you should go find out where the AED is, but if you notice it on the walls, then make a mental note of it just in case you need it sometime in the future. In the building that you work in, you need to know the location of the AEDs just in case. What you're going to look for is a white box hanging on the wall with big red letters on the front that says AED. Sometimes these boxes are accompanied by I guess you'd say sort of a three-dimensional sign that sticks out. Sometimes they'll put it right over the box as shown here in the lower picture. Sometimes they'll put those little signs in a hallway indicating the location of the AED. Either way, excuse me, just look out and see where these wall-mounted boxes are. To operate the AEDs is a fairly simple process. Throughout CTC main campus, all of the AEDs, as far as I can tell, are all this same style. So the first thing you do is you open the door to the wall box. Real simple. Now on some of these wall boxes there's an alarm that's going to sound as soon as you open a door. Don't let the alarm scare you, but leave the alarm alone. Don't shut the door after you take the AED out. Just let the alarm sound. The idea behind that is it's going to attract attention and bring more people to you that may be able to provide you with assistance. Step 2 is to remove the AED from the wall box itself. On some of the wall boxes, the alarm won't sound until you take the AED out. They sit on kind of a trigger switch so that once you lift it up and take it out of the wall box, the alarm goes off. Again, let the alarm make its noise and take your AED and go do what needs to be done with it. First thing you want to do after you take it out is set the AED on the floor beside the victim. Don't put it on the opposite side of the victim from you. Put it on the same side as you. And then you'll notice on either side of the AED case there are two snaps. Go ahead and unsnap those snaps. There's also, if located on the side, if you'll notice on the left side of the AED pictured here, a little black pouch. Inside that black pouch is a CPR breathing mask so that you don't have to make contact when you do your rescue breathing. Always check and make sure that the ready light is green on the AED when you take it out of the wall box. If it's not a green light on the handle, then the AED isn't ready for use. So make sure this light is green before you try and use the AED. Step 3 is to follow the instructions on the handle where it says press yellow button to open the AED. There's the little instructions on the top left part of the handle, and there in the center underneath the handle you'll see the yellow button that it's referring to. Push this yellow button and it opens the lid on the AED. Once the lid's open, check the status indicators. Those are those 4 little green LEDs, and then follow the voice prompt. The AED also has an LCD screen so that folks with a hearing impairment can still use the AED and perform CPR. The AED also has, believe it or not, a built-in metronome so that you can keep pace with the 100 compressions a minute is the recommended. So here's a little closer view of the 4 LED status indicators. Here you can see the LCD window that's going to give you visual instructions as well as verbal instructions from the speaker. The AEDs are designed for ease of use. The chest pads are already plugged in. If you've been through any of the CPR classes, the trainers that are used, you have to plug a lot of them. You have to plug the pads into the AED. On this version, the actual real live AEDs, the pads are already plugged in. Here you can see a close-up where the cord for the pads is plugged in. Another note on this is the pads, the chest pads themselves are a universal pad, so you don't have specifically one for the top chest and one for the lower left side. It doesn't matter which one you put, just as long as you put them in the correct location. Which pad you put where is irrelevant, just as long as it's in the right location. Don't worry, you can't accidentally shock somebody who doesn't need it. The AEDs constantly monitor the victim's heart. If it senses a heartbeat after it tells you to push the button to give a shock, it will shut itself down so that it does not shock the victim even if you push that button. That makes sense? If it senses a heartbeat, it will not shock the victim. The AED is going to re-evaluate the victim about every 2 minutes. So it's going to ask you to back away, not back away, but take your hands off the victim. It's going to evaluate to see if there's a heartbeat, and if necessary, it'll tell you to shock them again or continue CPR or just leave them alone because it's got a heartbeat. So just real easy stuff. Real easy stuff. The key to this is to just follow the prompts. The voice prompt's going to tell you what to do. The visual clues from the LCD screen are going to tell you what to do. If you're not certified in CPR, don't worry. You can do hands-only CPR on the victim. If you're curious, you can go out to www.handsonlycpr.org. And you can see a short training video on this. It has an area where you can practice the hands-only CPR on the computer, that is. But hands-only CPR is a rather simple process. I'm not going to say it's easy because no CPR is easy, but the process is simple. All you do is place one hand on top of the other, place the hands in the center of the victim's chest, press hard and press fast on the center of their chest, a rate of about 100 beats per minute. Again, the AED has a metronome. Follow the beat. When you're pressing down on the victim's chest, make sure you press down at least 2 inches on adult victims. On children, you want to do your compressions about 2 inches. Again, the key points to remember: the first thing you do is you open the AED to turn it on, and then follow the voice prompts. It'll tell you to apply the pads. It'll tell you that it's checking and analyzing the victim. It'll tell you whether or not a shock is needed. It'll tell you when to perform CPR. It'll tell you when to stop performing CPR. Just follow the voice prompts. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is 254-526-1381, or you can email me dwyman@ctcd.edu. Thanks and have a great day.